November or December of this year, we should be able to.
Elon Musk, the owner of Twitter, blasted Apple last week Monday for its strict restrictions on what may be seen in the App Store, alleging that the iPhone manufacturer has threatened to remove his recently bought social media network from the App Store. Musk has also joined the chorus of individuals who are protesting about the 30% commission fee that Apple imposes on transactions made through its App Store, which is the only path for applications to access its 1 billion or more mobile devices. So, how is the war unfolding, and is Elon Musk going to win? Welcome to the Tesla News Hangout. Today, we are going to look at how Elon Musk is signaling a new war against Apple. So, stay tuned as we look into this. Musk sent a series of tweets, one of which included a joke depicting a vehicle with his initial name taking the highway exit marked, "Go to war," rather than the one marked "Pay 30%. The billionaire CEO also stated in a tweet that Apple threatened to remove Twitter from its App Store, but won't tell us why. As has been the norm, both Apple and Google require social networking applications that are distributed through their app stores to have effective procedures in place for monitoring information that may be deemed offensive or hazardous. However, since taking control of Twitter a month ago, Elon Musk has laid off approximately half of the company's workforce. This includes several employees whose primary responsibility was to combat the spread of false information. In addition, an unknown number of employees have voluntarily resigned from their positions. In addition, he has unblocked accounts that had been restricted in the past, including Donald Trump's. According to Joel Roth, who resigned from his position as head of trust and safety at Twitter when Elon Musk took control of the company, failure to comply with Apple's and Google's criteria would be catastrophic for Twitter and could result in expulsion from the app stores. Joel Roth expressed these thoughts in an opinion piece for the New York Times. On Monday last week, Musk, who describes himself as a free speech advocate, stated that his actions were a part of a revolution against internet censorship in the United States. He is of the opinion that any expression that is safeguarded by the law should be allowed on Twitter. Elon also announced that Apple has essentially ceased marketing through Twitter, and has threatened to withhold the app from iOS, because of Musk's new relaxed approach to moderation. The statement was made in part due to Musk's new lax attitude to moderation. To get the record straight, Apple has denied involvement in this matter. As a response, he has questioned Apple's domination of the mobile industry, including the high in-app purchase charges that have received widespread criticism. Along the way, Musk has prompted several Republican politicians and observers to experience an abrupt increase in their concern around monopolies. Musk's acquisition of Twitter garnered the favor of Republicans on the right, who are presently involved in a dispute over anti-censorship that was triggered by the late President Donald Trump. Initially, the purchase of Twitter was presented as a win for online free expression. Following Musk's lead, Republicans are threatening to launch an all-out campaign that would draw Apple into a cultural conflict that the company has successfully avoided for a long time. At this point, it is difficult to say whether or not the endeavor will amount to anything more than political bluster. Representative Ken Buck, R. Colorado, in response to Elon Musk's assertion that Apple had threatened to remove Twitter from the App Store, stated that this is why we need to terminate the App Store duopoly before the end of this year. This degree of business influence is not appropriate for anyone to have. In addition, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida and a leading contender for the Republican nomination for president in 2024, asked members of Congress to take action in the event that Apple took a step in this direction. Yesterday, he gave an interview to the media in which he described such a move as a terrible, big mistake, and a rather harsh use of monopolistic power that he thinks would need a response from the United States Congress. During his time as governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis established himself as one of the most outspoken cultural warriors within the Republican Party. DeSantis has taken on well-known companies like Disney to get more attention from the general public. Musk has a stake in getting rid of the Apple tax, regardless of whether or not Apple poses a danger to Twitter's position on iOS. He plans to accomplish this in the short term by launching the Twitter Blue membership and verification service. In the long term, he plans to transform Twitter into an everything app that incorporates payment processing. Either way, he anticipates that direct payments will account for a much larger portion of Twitter's revenue. To avoid paying Apple's fees, he recently delayed the relaunch of Twitter Blue and is reportedly investigating the possibility of developing a version of the app that does not support signups via iOS. On the other hand, one might make the case that Apple has a considerably larger interest in the tax remains in place. Although Apple is known primarily as a hardware manufacturer, the company has been shifting its focus more and more towards software services in recent years. Although in-app purchase fees were responsible for the revenue of $19 billion as of the previous year, almost all of that money was concentrated on the games and applications that were the most popular. This consists of its subscription services for audio and video content. That would unquestionably be relevant to a massive social network that managed many subscription and payment transactions. But even if you agree with the principles that Musk has presented, it needs to be clarified that his fury carries much weight. Apple has been quite accommodating to developers over the years, allowing certain programs to link to external payment sites and giving special arrangements to Netflix in exchange for the company's continued support of in-app signups for iOS. Even before he purchased Twitter, Musk voiced his support for Epic's cause. On Monday, he retweeted Epic's parody advertisement for 1984, and said that the ad's image of Apple as a totalitarian ruler was accurate. However, Epic's efforts to #free Fortnite have mostly failed to be successful up to this point. In its case, it urged the judges to declare the software store an illegal monopoly and to enable app developers to access iOS's third-party stores and payment choices. This would allow app developers to sell their wares on the iOS platform. A judge turned down these requests in the district court after the judge determined that Apple had sufficient legal justification to keep its environment closed. A significant but much more modest victory was awarded to Epic by Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers. The judge ruled that Apple must allow all developers to link to online payment portals and inform customers about their choice to pay elsewhere. Epic's win was significant, but the judge's decision was much more modest. However, Apple has adamantly opposed the earlier law, arguing that complying with it would put app security in grave danger. As a result, Apple altered the regulations to simplify the latter. Both companies have filed appeals against their losses, and the circuit court is considering the issue. Apple's dominant position in the market was already a source of worry for many lawmakers. Apple's tendency for Sherlocking and self-preferencing, which decimated smaller app and accessory producers, was a key point of discussion during the antitrust hearings in 2020 before Congress. But even if laws were to be made, Apple has another card up its sleeve that it can play. The company asserts that it would still be able to charge developers even if iOS were opened up, since it would charge them separately, without any pretense of a relationship to payment processors or even necessarily the App Store. According to this line of reasoning, allowing independent app shops while restricting self-preferencing would give users more options, but it would not likely result in significant cost savings for app developers. In the meantime, Musk has suggested many alternatives, such as making his own phone, which would circumvent the need for iOS totally. Developing a user base takes time, which Twitter is currently buried under billions of dollars of debt and is in alarmingly short supply. However, even if we believe Musk already has a piece of hardware ready to go and can succeed where Microsoft, Meta, Palm, BlackBerry, and several other companies have failed, developing a user base requires time. Apple will probably not give Twitter any special treatment, but Musk has succeeded in putting a target on its back. So, do you think this war will continue escalating? And can Elon win? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel Tesla News Hangout, where we talk about Elon Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX. While you're at it, hit the bell so you never miss any of our videos, as more exciting ones like this are on the way. I'll see you in the next one.
So it's not sort of limited to LA, New York. We could change it and make it Seattle, Florida.